Okay, so now this is the information, and if you have questions, basically there are 5 rows down, and there are 3 rows, there's 7 rows across. But if you're putting together a banner photo, you have to understand that those 4 columns from the top, no, let me say it again. You have 4 columns on the bottom, and then you have 7 columns. So if you look at that from that perspective, and if you'd like to, you can reach out to me and I'll be glad to send you this. You're only really going to be able to put something that works in both the mobile and the desktop platform with the 7 columns across and the 5 rows. So Derek was asking a question about his banner shot, and that's what I would do that. Now here's another question. Do I get in trouble if I borrow someone else's pic? Someone else's pic, is that like a personal pic, Derek, or is it a picture of somebody that's in the public domain or not in the public domain? So that's a loaded question. Let me say this. If it's a picture that is in the public domain, I would definitely put, courtesy of such and such. I would ask for permission to use that, because you don't want somebody calling you and say, hey, that picture, I didn't authorize you to use that. So you kind of have to be careful with the with how you use that, but there are ways to work around that.
Right, there's a Google search and you can make sure that you can use for all purposes, including commercial. And so that's a safe image search. Or, I have photography on Shutterstock. Go ahead and support an amateur photographer and download a picture.
Good point. I'd forgotten about Shutter. Forgot about that. There's also pixels.com as well.
Right. So if you buy and purchase the image, you have a receipt and you can use it. So
I would also say this, Derek, that you should use canva.com. It's one of those free public domain sites. And again, if you use this guide, you'll create a LinkedIn picture, which would be 1584 across by 396 down. You lay that in a custom sets, and then furthest template on top of it, and then you can then see where your picture on the mobile device, your profile picture, is going to take up that spot over there in the unsafe zone, and you can work around that and create a really outstanding profile photo.
Absolutely. And canva.com is a absolute must.
Somebody just sent us a link to, I'm going to, while you're doing that, Liz, I'm going to look at that real quick, in fact.
Okay, should I go back to the prior slide?
No, just keep going. I'm looking at it.
Okay. Well, the thing is, on your connections notes, you always need to tie back in the note where you came from. So, explain why is it important to connect, and possibly where you actually met the person, or what do you have in common? Because one of the things is I do connect with a lot of people who I haven't met, but we share the same in LinkedIn group, or we're interested in the same topics, or we're both promoting something in the same field. Since I have clients ranging from real estate, professional services, and finance to smart cities and other aspects of Austin startup high tech, there has to be a connection of why and how we connect. Because one of the things is I like to talk about referral engine marketing. So when we're building a LinkedIn profile, it's not just your resume and your own profile, but it's your whole network.
I think the thing of it here, when I put in this, is that, it's the tie back. Always put a tie back. Hey, this is what I'm interested in. This, I see you do this, or I'm interested in that. Whenever you use a tie back in the connection note, you're going to get a better success, and people are not just going to click, I don't know you, I don't know you. My favorite of the connection notes that I get, and again, at, let's say, $50 for every time I stumbled across your profile. Oh, really? Was I in the way? I mean, that does not endear me that I want to connect with you, okay? You want to say, hey, man, I see that you do this. I'm interested in learning more about this. Would you mind connecting? Of course. But, hey, I stumbled across your profile. Not going to happen. Click into the into the dumpster you go with that request. Yeah.
At least be more authentic. I saw your profile on another person's profile and you looked interesting.
Yeah. But the other thing now, if I was to say, Liz, said I should connect with you, and here's why, then I'd be more apt to want to connect with you. Okay.
Right.
So referrals from other people are always good. And if you want to meet somebody, you can ask that person. Maybe you know that person very well. Hey, Liz, can you connect me to Kristen because I'm interested in doing, talking to her about something I can do to help her.
Right. I make it a point to collect recruiters as part of my LinkedIn network, and I see no reason not to connect with recruiters, even though I'm not actively looking for a job. There are people who are in my network. And so by being a second degree connection to any recruiter, I'm always a source of helpfulness. And the recruiters also know they can look through my profile and ask me questions about that person.
I like how you think about that. Sometimes I'm not so as willing to connect with recruiters, but you made me change my mind about that a little bit today. So thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.